Welcome back, people. It's time for more Space Quest 4. I'm your host, Amayirot Akago, and when we last left our hero, Roger Wilco, he had just arrived on the planet Estros in the Space Quest 10 period, apparently. So, well, now that we've arrived here, let's go and have a look outside. Well, it sure looks rocky around here.
You've seen a lot of plateaus and sloping hills before, but this one's a butte. The entire horizon undulates in enticing peaks, curves, and crevices, for which Estros is famous.
Ooh, curves and peaks. I don't know much about rocks, but I know what I like.
You've seen a lot of plateaus.
Yeah, I've heard you already.
Your high-tech, but butt-ugly pod stands ready to ride the wild plains of time.
Don't see what's so butt-ugly about it myself. I've seen a lot worse. I mean, hey, I've seen a time machine that looks like a blue box. And even that looks cool.
The smells of stressed carbon fiber, cooling engines, and ozone fill the air. Tasting the cooling time pod would not be a good idea.
Fair point. Anyway, last time I neglected to show off some interesting stuff. Namely, what happens if you click on Roger himself.
It's you, Roger Wilco, Space Guy. Hey, keep your hands off yourself. This is a family game.
Yes, a family game with a lot of family-unfriendly content, I might add.
You'd better not. Something might answer.
Ooh, here's a creepy idea.
There is no reply. You talk to yourself, but are stumped for a reply.
I have that sometimes too. Hate it when that happens.
Ah, the aroma of several adventure games emanates from your person.
What do adventure games smell like? Cardboard, probably, and plastic.
I'll bet you wish you could.
Actually, no. So, you've probably put the numbers together in your head already because, well, rocky plateau, high up in the air. You can already guess what's coming next, of course. Going down! No interesting message here, but I just couldn't resist. Can never resist a good plunge, especially not in Space Quest. So, let's have a look around this rocky little planet. I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to be going anymore, but... Ooh.
A mysterious shadow quickly moves from your view.
I've got a feeling we're not alone here.
You'd better not. Something might answer.
Isn't that the whole idea?
You get the feeling you're not alone here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said there, Gary.
The water here is quite deep. Here at the base of the buttes lies the legendary Sea of Estros. The shimmering crystal-clear water is calm and inviting, giving no hint of the currents that could suck you under fast enough to pull your skin off and leave your insides standing on the shore.
Ew.
We could show you that, but it would be in bad taste.
No kidding. Sadly, I can't drown myself here or anything like that.
Keep your hands to yourself.
And there's not much else to do up here, so... I mean, down here. So we're going back up. I think once you've been everywhere, it'll appear sooner or later. Ah!
Whoa! What was that?
Well, let's go and see. If I remember right, I'm supposed to go this way now. Whoa! Here we go.
Wow, what an incredible view! Wow, what an incredible view! Wow, what...
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the thing that's carrying me.
You look pretty pathetic hanging under the pterodactyl. Your hair is the last thing on your mind right now, even though it's on top of your head. Wow, what... Wow! Wow!
Stop talking about the view. I'm clicking on the goddamn thing's legs.
You see a huge nest in the distance below you.
Well, our destination's coming up. Ow.
Hey, those talon things hurt. You didn't much care for the landing either.
Well, that was interesting. But now we've landed ourselves in a bit of trouble, and so has he. Oh, you saw there in the background, that was King Graham from King's Quest being carried by an eagle, as in the original King's Quest game. Neat little Easter egg.
The huge nest is constructed of sticks and assorted being parts gathered from this bleak planet. It is then cemented in place by a generous helping of pterodactyl saliva.
Anyway, this guy here.
My. Rather than the sequel policeman penetrating the inner sanctum of the nest, the reverse obviously occurred.
Well, this guy obviously has something interesting on him. Otherwise he wouldn't be here.
You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum.
What use would a cyborg have for chewing gum? Anyway, the gum is useless, but the paper has something interesting on it.
These symbols look vaguely familiar. Now, where have you seen them?
Obviously, it's the latter half of a code for the time pod. But I have to find the other half somewhere else. Anyway, don't want to stick around here for much longer. So there's a convenient hole in the nest right there. And down we go again. Fortunately, though, Roger's able to swim out unharmed, but... oh boy. It's the Latex Babes, and they don't look happy to see me.
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco.
Have we met?
After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
How did I suddenly end up in a Leisure Suit Larry game?
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
Oh boy, what a predicament. Of course I can try to walk away, but not without serious consequences.
Ow! This is a pain that'll linger. All the Bengay in Florida won't relieve this stiffness.
You said it, Gary. As an aside, what the heck is Bengay? So yeah, we have no choice but to go along with these gals. Ordinarily, I wouldn't mind so much, but, you know, with the whole guns and all.
Say, there's an odd-looking specimen. You hope these women soon realize that they must have the wrong guy.
Time travel is fun that way.
This is Zandra. We are approaching checkpoint 6. Prepare to open the tunnel door.
What have I stepped into this time?
Activate the door.
Sequence goes by a little fast for me to do anything, but it's of no importance anyway. Spoiled little underground complex these gals have.
You wonder if she has a boyfriend. You'd better not. She looks like she knows how to use that gun. Talking isn't getting you anywhere with her.
So yeah, these gals are basically Amazons in space!
Sit down.
Ooh boy.
Comfy, Mr. Wilco?
Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, witch!
Shut up! Your whimpering sickens me. I'll teach you not to run out on me. Thorine is quite knowledgeable in the ways of torture. I'll let the two of you get acquainted. Thorine, do your stuff.
With pleasure, Zandra.
Oh boy, I'm not looking forward to this.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Epirip 357, the most powerful hand-hair remover in the universe, and it's capable of shaving your legs clean off. I've always wanted to see a man shave with one of these, but I guess you'll do. Now you'll know the meaning of the word pain.
And I thought Phantasmagoria 2 was bad with the bondage thing. That does not sound good.
It's a sea slug! Run, girls!
It's funny though how I keep mentioning Phantasmagoria while I'm playing Space Quest. But yeah, I better do something soon, because this guy looks a little hungry. Sadly, I'm still cuffed. Not anymore. But now I got these tentacles around me, which isn't very pleasant either. Well, that's taken care of. And it just so happens I have seen Jaws. Well, actually, I haven't, but Roger apparently has. There, another dangerous situation diffused.
Our hero!
And everyone does a total 180. And they like me now.
Wasn't he great, girls? Well, Raj, I guess we can call it even. Thank you for ridding our fortress of that slimy, awful sea slug.
Oh, no problem. I read the walkthrough.
I know I can't blame you for backing out at the last minute. I guess I was a little overbearing. Sorry. Can we still be good friends?
Sure.
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this.
No, Roger. You were right. You don't need to spare my feelings. It just wasn't meant to be. It's better this way.
Well, glad she understands.
Well, girls, I feel like celebrating. Let's go shopping!
Oh boy. One women's stereotype after another.
Meanwhile, back in Space Quest 12...
How can it be meanwhile when it's in the future? Ooh, the big man himself.
here?
This is the rebel scum we captured in the Space Quest 4 time sector. He had just aided Wilco in escaping. The readout on his time gun indicates that Wilco was successfully transported into this time sector as you feared.
That is no longer a concern. Wilco will surrender to us once he has learned we have captured his son.
Gasp!
Then he will be destroyed once and for all.
So Roger actually gets a chance to fornicate sometime in the future? Lucky him. And Roger's quickly forgotten again. How convenient. Not to mention he didn't even get a new pair of pants on the way here.
You pick up the ATM card.
Oh well. I'm sure they won't mind me spending all their money. So here we are in the fabulous outer space galaxy Galleria. Your modern-day equivalent of a shopping mall.
It's just another vital part of the Galaxy Galleria shopping mall.
I hate it when I get these generic messages when I'm trying to actually examine something vital.
It's just another...
Oh well, never mind that for now. Let's go outside. Hey, I said we were going outside. Oh boy.
Boy, isn't it just like a sequel police cyborg to guard the main entrances and exits?
Yes, pretty annoying. And contrived. As in, what is he doing here all of a sudden, and why is he out there? Instead of in here looking for me. Oh well, never mind that for now. Let's go around exploring.
For some reason, there is a gathering here.
Well, this wants further investigation. Let's have a look-see. Also notice there's a little medley of various Sierra themes playing in the background here. Including, right now, the Space Quest theme.
What's going on in there?
The two geeks from Andromeda are in there signing copies of their latest release.
Of course. Couldn't have a Sierra game without a little self-promotion.
What's going on in there?
I just told you! The two geeks from Andromeda are in there signing copies of their latest release!
Yeah, Roger tends to be a little forgetful.
What's going on in there?
But this is ridiculous.
Beat it, jerk!
What's going on in there?
There is no reply.
Yeah, let's not annoy them any further, and besides, we're not getting in there just yet either.
Wow, an Autobucks teller machine!
Oh, good. Let's go steal some money. I mean, borrow some money.
You obviously don't resemble a blonde woman. What a surprise.
Well, he is blonde, which is also an interesting little point which I, for some reason, totally neglected to mention last time. Starting from Space Quest 4, Roger goes from being a brunette to a blonde all of a sudden. Why? No idea. Probably to perpetuate dumb blonde stereotypes. Anyway.
You don't need to look at that.
This here's Hurts So Good, an electronics store, which in the original disc release of Space Quest 4 was actually Radio Shock, an obvious play on the Radio Shack hardware store chains in the US. But of course, A little lawsuit later, and they were forced to change the name for the CD release. But we don't have to go in there just yet, because obviously I don't have any money anyway. Ah, good old Monolith Burger.
Monolith Burger, the only fast food chain to survive the infamous food wars.
And it even plays the neat little Monolith Burger / SQ3 theme from the previous game. Isn't that sweet? Bonk! Well, what we're going for now, however, is this place.
The sign reads, Big and Tall.
A clothes store. Because otherwise we're not getting anywhere else.
Pardon me, sir. You appear to be in dire need of my services.
Oh my god. A French robot. Well, at least he's not, you know, effeminate. Like that guy in King's Quest V. Ew.
I'm sorry, I lost my boots and the legs of my pants in a deadly fight with a giant sea slug, which I won in the nick of time with my clever thinking and my, cleverness.
Yeah.
I see.
That and he got lucky.
Well, all right. Let me get your measurements. We've got just the thing for the likes of you. I assume you will be wanting something in the generic Space Hero line? These will do for you. Try them on in the dressing room here if you wish.
Actually have a line of clothes for people like Roger? Wow. The future is convenient.
You change your clothes, not forgetting the items in your pocket. You never know when you'll need them.
Indeed.
You
Especially
step
in a
out
Sierra
looking good
game.
as new.
That will be a 20 buckasides, please.
Well, of course I have a little money on me. More than enough to pay for that.
Thank you so much for shopping with us, sir. Do come back soon.
Well, now that that's taken care of, we can explore the rest of the mall. For now, however, we're gonna need a little more money. And how does one get money ordinarily? Other than through blackmail or scamming or stuff like that? Well, obviously we gotta go get a job. And what better job to get for someone as uneducated as Roger than at the burger joint? Hang on, this goddamn walkway isn't cooperating.
Yeah?
This is just one of over 2.5 million Monolith Burger franchises scattered around the known universes. Famous Mono Sauce number 2. Famous Mono Sauce.
Just looks like ordinary ketchup and mustard to me.
Smells like a synthesized version of an ancient vegetable sauce. Smells like a synthesized version of an ancient... Sucking on a bottle of mustard doesn't seem to satisfy your hunger.
Can't imagine it's particularly tasty either.
Sucking on a bottle of ketchup doesn't seem to satisfy your hunger no matter what the government thinks.
Yeah. That little bit of satire is sadly lost on me. If it is satire.
I'd like,
We're out of it. We're out of everything, including employees.
Okay, so...
Would you like to apply for a job?
Sure thing.
You would, huh? Well, this is the greatest opportunity you've ever had, kid. Benefits up the wazoo, and if you stick with me half an hour or so, I'll make you my assistant manager. Now, how would you like that?
Gee, thanks.
Warning, the following sequence contains explicit arcade action and is not recommended for die-hard adventure players, the arcade squeamish, or those with poor to non-existent motor skills.
Well, either option can be chosen to successfully finish the game eventually, but choosing the latter option means I don't get as much points as I would actually doing it. But I doubt any of you are waiting for another pointless arcade scene, so I'm just gonna wimp
By the
out.
way, you're about to be fired.
Typical.
You're fired! My janitor could do a better job than you could.
I don't know what that says about Roger's janitorial prowess, but anyway, we did get a little money out of the whole deal, and you may notice that very noticeable cigar, which we'll also be needing, so we're gonna have to follow the walkway all the way back to the beginning. Also notice the software store is now cleared out. We'll be going there in a minute. There's the cigar.
You retrieve the cigar butt.
Well, next we go this way. Ooh boy.
This is Socks, a high-class, high-priced dress shop.
Yeah, see where we're going with this? Oh boy.
Hey, not bad for a robotic mannequin.
Mannequins of the future. Amazing, isn't it?
Closet mannequin whiffer, eh?
Well, what can I say? So yeah, let's talk to the sales droid right there.
Hiya, hun. I'm Maybot, fashion consultant to the Cosmos. What can we, do with you today?
Well, this is kinda hard to explain.
Oh, let me guess. You want something for someone very special. Someone who died to get the latest in high galactic fashion.
Not exactly.
Are we right? Or are we right?
We're right.
Okay. What size does she take?
Oh, 38.
Oh, I don't think we're right about that.
I'm not sure, but she's built about like me.
Is she? A likely story. Good thing for you, I can keep a secret, sweetie.
Not very subtle, but fortunately the droid is playing along. Those noises crack me up.
I'm sure this will suit that special someone's needs. It's all the rage.
Doesn't look very fancy to me, but as long as it is affordable.
I suppose you'll want to try it on now. Here, use this dressing room. And honey, if your special someone needs a wig, this one should look pretty good on you.
Oh god. First we're getting into bondage and now cross-dressing. What have I gotten myself into?
Very lovely, honey. It's made for you. Would you like us to wrap it up? Or would that special someone prefer you to wear it home?
I think I'll wear it home.
Oh god.
That's what we thought. That will be 60 buckazoids, sicko.
He even got a beauty mark. So yeah, how much money do I have right now anyway? Enough.
Appreciate it, hun.
So, now we got ourselves a suitable disguise to raid the ATM machine with. Now, I've also read about a little gag in here that involves the mannequins, but
They can't be real. No living thing can resist your charm.
yeah. Anyway, that involves the mannequins, but I'm not entirely sure how to pull it off.
Although just an animated mannequin, it's not intelligent enough to converse with even you.
Which can only be triggered once Roger is wearing the drag.
It can't be. They can't be real. Although just an. There is. Hey, keep your hand.
Well, forget it. Let's just move on.
Thanks for shopping at Saks.
You're welcome. So yeah, moving along the walkway. Ooh boy, an arcade.
Why, it's Buckazoid Bill's Arcade and Sushi Bar.
Sushi. Big and tall.
This is a fine example of the wonders of fabricated flora. Don't bother, the fake plants are bolted down because of people like you. You talk to yourself, but you don't hear you.
Curious.
The sign reads, Big and Tall.
What? I smelled the plant and it tells me about the sign?
The sign reads,
That's a rather curious error.
You suddenly remember an off-color tall
What? Okay, this is weird. Anyway, let's just get to that ATM machine. Seriously, I've never experienced the game mixing up its messages like this. Oh well. So, stick the ATM card in there. Voila! 2001 buckazoids. They're mine now. Well, can get rid of the disguise now, but it's not entirely necessary just yet. Also, I need to get into the software store. Silly me. Hang on, the walkway's being annoying again. There we are.
Sorry, but the crowd completely cleaned out my stock of Sierra software. The only thing that's left is boring home and business application software, along with a few inferior games.
My, Sierra just was so humble back
If
then.
you're here to return something, forget it. We have a strict no returns policy. I'd like to help you out, guy, but you know how corporations are.
Like this little, like that sales clerk in the store right here. Pig nose and squeaky voice.
A bargain bin containing discount software.
Well, since we're on a budget, we might as well check that out. Oh boy. Well, let's check out the boxes. There's some interesting parodies in here.
Presenting the latest in the award-winning King's Quest series from the still active mind of aging Roberta Williams III, latest in the award-winning Roberta Williams series. What happens when Old Man Graham and his family are kicked out of Daventry Condo Association? You'll meet the fabulous Bernoulli brothers, Professor C.D. Romberg, and of course Rumpelstiltskin, over 12 gigabytes in length.
Ugh, Rumpelstiltskin again. It was bad enough in the first King's Quest game, but I won't get into that just now.
From the folks who brought you Astro Chicken. When it comes to stimulating chickens, Chuck Egger is the expert. And now you can learn from him. Design the chicken of your choice. Over 40 options including lips, no lips, and laying frequency. And take your creation for a wild ride over real barnyard scenery based on an authentic flight model of a chicken. You're in for a peck of fun now.
Yeah, obvious dig at Chuck Yeager's flight sim that was released around this time, though I've never seen or played it myself.
It's here at last, with a combination of SAI, Simulated Artificial Intelligence, and VRAI, Virtually Real Artificial Intelligence. We at Max This Software have created a simulated simulator experience that's unlike anything you've ever simulated playing before. With SimSim, you can create a simulated environment in which you can create any simulated environment you want.
Wow. That's actually quite accurate considering The Sims and Spore and everything. Well, a little exaggerated maybe, but still accurate.
Following closely on the heels of his hit Tic-Tac-Toe construction set, Phil Fudge does it again. Using a simple point-and-click interface, you construct the checkerboard of your dreams. Fill in an 8x8 grid with squares of your choice, red or black, in any arrangement, as long as it's alternating. Don't like it? Erase it and start all over again. Requires MCGA, CGA, VGA, PGA, or Ta-ra-ra-boom-GA.
Software satire, gotta love it.
It's the newest in the wacky Jaime Lipschitz series. Jaime, son of a wealthy New York furrier, has gone wild with Dad's frequent flyer vouchers again. Can you track Jaime down and bring him home to meet the girl Mom's picked out for him? Hold on to your yarmulke. Yes, Jaime Lipschitz strikes again. 640K, Ronald MT32, and 3.5 circumcision required.
Ew.
The latest bomb from master storyteller Maury Bryanarty, Boom, is a post-Holocaust adventure set in post-Holocaust America after the Holocaust. Neutron bombs have eradicated all life, leaving only you to wander through the wreckage. No other characters, no conflict, no puzzles, no chance of dying, and no interface make this the easiest to finish game yet. Just boot it up and watch it explode.
Ah, good old Loom. Also that opening line, Department of Redundancy Department, right there.
Keep your hand.
Sorry. 2 more items.
Head for the hills, it's coming, and this time it's hungry. It Came for Dessert is a thrilling action-adventure in which a mob of pushy, overweight relatives invade your kitchen. Armed with only a Jell-O mold and a pastry bag, you must repel the invaders, always keeping an eye on your blood sugar level. It's the merriest mix-up since Enemoware's fabulous Defender of the Crown Rib Roast.
Parody of It Came from the Desert. An old Amiga adventure featuring really big ants. Oops.
Didn't find anything you like, huh?
Yes, I did. I was just being stupid and accidentally closed the window. Anyway, this might look a little familiar.
The two guys from Andromeda's latest sci-fi comedy, Space Quest 4, will give you hours of frustration unless you have this hint book. Want to know how to get
Well,
the dog
at least they
into
were
the
self-aware.
basket? Want to find out how to attach the melon? Buy this hint book and it all becomes obvious. You'll hit your head and say, boy, how stupid could I have been? A moron could have figured this out. I must be a real dimwit, a pathetic nimno, a wretched, idiotic excuse for a human being not to have figured out these simple puzzles in the first place. Try it and see.
Yeah. Well, this is the only thing we can actually buy, so let's get it.
Ah! I see you've made a selection from our box of slop, bargain bin.
So, pay up.
Thank you!
And let's have a look-see. Well, most of the hints in here are absolutely useless, albeit entertaining, but there are two things in here which, of course, are useful, namely this.
Oh, great. Only half the answer showed. It must be a defective hint module.
And so we get the other half of that time code we found earlier. So, hang on, let me just write that down for later. Right then. Next up. How about the supercomputer? Entry code that we'll be needing later. So yeah, we are going back to Xenon eventually and infiltrate the supercomputer itself. But for now, we're still wandering around in here. Next we're going here. Because you remember, of course, my good old Pocket Pal.
Faux component.
They have a little something here which will help me actually use it eventually.
Pocket Pal connector. If you're a proud owner of our ever-popular Pocket Pal portable terminal, you have no doubt noticed that without the proper connector, it is virtually useless. Fortunately, at this moment, our exclusive Pocket Pal connector is on sale for just 1,999 buckazoids. Get yours now before the price goes up even further.
And naturally that is also the only thing in this store we can buy. There's tons of other products, but they just serve for comedic purposes. Now I get a choice of which type of connector plug I actually want, and right now I don't know yet which one I need. But I can always exchange it later, when I actually know which one I'll need. So, moving on once again. I'd say it's about time to get rid of the dress. So, let's go get our regular outfit back and pretend this whole thing never happened.
As you change your clothes, you think to yourself that even in drag, you still have incredible animal magnetism. Or is that just a lack of deodorant?
Knowing Roger, I'd say it's the latter, sadly. So, there's one place we haven't been so far, which is, of course, the arcade. Yeah. You're very welcome. Well, the arcade and the skaterama at the center of the mall, but we'll be getting to that very shortly. How much money do I have left now anyway? Ooh, not a whole lot. But not like it matters since we bought everything we need anyway.
As you look around the arcade, you see that some of your old favorites are still working. Monaco Princess Stunt Drivin', Choke and Croak, Ghetto Blaster, and Dweeb Hunter. The air is filled with smoke, sweat, and ozone, reminding you of your favorite cologne, Night in Programming.
Right. There's a neat little gag right here. You see this trash can. Well, it's not exactly what it appears to be at first.
Gazing at the wastebasket, your impulse, nay, your very instinct, nay, the very fibers of your being, scream out for you to pick up that garbage. But you're too busy.
Yes, indeed I am.
You resist those inbred custodial tendencies to collect garbage. You have much more important garbage to tend to.
Yes, interesting way of putting it. But, as I was saying, this trash can is not what it appears to be.
You're quite startled to hear the wastebasket respond.
Max, is that you? Agent 99? I always get these lousy disguises. Will you put a word in with the chief for me? I wouldn't mind, but these kids, all they eat is ice cream and candy bars. You know how many Big Chewies I've eaten in the last hour? Not to mention the wad of Big Bang bubblegum I got stuck to my shoe phone. Gee.
Yeah, referenced to old 60s or 70s, I don't know, comedy spy series called Get Smart, which I've never seen, but apparently was pretty entertaining back in the day. I should probably pick it up one of these days. Anyways, the bad guys are back in town. One goes out to look for me, and one stays in here, meaning I can't quite get at their time pod just yet. And if I stick around for too long, or if I simply walk into plain sight...
Smoking is bad for your health.
Remember that, kiddies. So yeah, at best, skedaddle. ASAP. But now, I've got to go and get rid of these guys before I can get to their time pod. And that is where the Skatorama comes into play. All the other stores are closing down right now. And going back to the main hall is suicide because the sequel police will be waiting for me there. Anyways, before I go in there, I definitely want to save because this sequence is frustrating enough as it is, but it was much, much, much worse on modern systems. Because it was absolutely impossible to do because everything went by way too fast. And so this whole sequence was the bane of every Space Quest gamer until a way around it was found eventually. Anyway, let's go. Sequel policeman appears and starts shooting at me.
Zap zap, you're dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it or not, you are going to die sooner or later during this sequence. Let's skedaddle. Oh man!
Zap zap, you're dead.
You gotta be kidding. This shouldn't have to be a problem anymore. Well, if I turn up the speed high enough so Roger moves faster. There we go. So, I have to lure the sequel police up here. Hopefully I won't regret saving over my previous game. Should be appearing. There they are. Quickly run off. leaving them floating about helplessly while I run off with their time pod. Haha. The sweet taste of victory. Monolith Burger's closed as well. But we don't need to go back there anyway. Hurry up back to the arcade. There we are. Head inside. Sequel police are gone, so I can now hijack their time pod with no problems. Whoopee. Now, enter that time code we found. Let's see here. Where's that button? Ah. Yeah. Alright, here we go.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally,
Woohoo! So, where will we end up this time? All the way back in good old Space Quest 1. Stylishly rendered in 16-color EGA for your enjoyment.
Memories race through your mind. You know you've seen this place in your distant past. The low-resolution features look exactly like a place you once visited called Ulen's Flats.
So, what exactly will we find in this place? Well, tune in next time to find out. And maybe even see what'll happen afterwards when we head back into Space Quest 12 to head into the supercomputer and end this whole thing once and for all. So, thank you all for watching. I'm Amayirot Akago, and I hope you'll all join me again next time. Goodbye for now.